What if you could turn ChatGPT into your own custom social media analyst? Today, I'm going to show you how I built a custom GPT using a custom API that will extract social media comment data and extract insights that you wouldn't have caught manually. We'll cover what makes a custom GPT different and unique, the exact steps to build, and I'll demo our social media content analyzer custom GPT to show you its benefits and power. Let's turn ChatGPT into our own personal data scientist.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So the GPT marketplace is essentially just like a bunch of custom GPT. So essentially they're like different versions of ChatGPT that are catered to one particular topic. So you'll see like different categories. So like Canva built one, effortlessly design anything, presentation logos. So like let's play around with this one. Let's see. So it's like you're starting a new chat basically. I need a poster for an online store. So this version of ChatGPT has been molded to specifically build stuff that Canva excels at, right? So right now it's talking to a ChatGPT plugin for Canva, and it's going to, put together something quickly for you, leveraging both Canva's existing knowledge and ChatGPT's large language model. So here you see it came up with a couple of examples for us. We needed a poster for something, and boom. And then now you can, kind of like, it keeps the conversation very relegated to like just this one thing. So, we can go deeper now. I'll show you something later, but like, it's essentially just like a different version of, I'll call it a hyper focus of ChatGPT. So you're adding more context to ChatGPT so that your answers and your results can be way more targeted and can be very specific to something that you're trying to build or you're trying to accomplish or you want to learn more about. So, really cool thing. And I wanted to start actually just like checking out, like what's possible here, and like what can be done. So then I took a look and I said, hey, it would be pretty cool if we could put something in the GPT marketplace that kind of does what we did for this client, but maybe a little bit trimmed down and, kind of like start as a weekend project. And I'm still finishing the finished touches so I can put it in, actually like get it published. But essentially like what this GPT will do is that it will allow you to log in to your Facebook business account so that you can tap into post data from your business account. So like, let's say you made posts for a different account. This will allow for you to now look at all the posts in that, and then you can essentially like you can start processing the comments for those given posts that you select. So I'll first walk through what it does, and then I'll walk through like how I built it and how that all works. So this is the GPT. When you're building a GPT, you can speak to ChatGPT the same way you would, and you can tell it what it is that you're trying to build, which I've already done. And then there's a configure tab where you see like how that actually works out and like what that does. So, but I'm going to actually like start talking with this. So, all right. So let's start off with, we'll say that, how can I analyze engagement rates for my posts?
So once you select that, the custom GPT will give you instructions on how to interact and authenticate your Facebook account so that we can pull in that data and have the GPT analyze it. So you'll head over to the Bagverse site, log in with your email, and then you will be sent to this page to, after you authenticate your Facebook account, it will show you all the posts for a given Instagram account. And then from here, you can select for which posts you want to analyze the comments. You select the ones that you want to have processed, and then you'll be presented with a link that you copy and then put back into the GPT for processing.
So you select these two. And then what you have to do is you have to take this link that we've generated, and then now you're going to go back to the GPT, right? So you go back to the GPT, and you see the GPT also told you, like, here are some things that we're going to calculate once we're able to grab your data. So you go back to the GPT, and you put in that URL that we provided to you on the Bagverse site, and then you send it in GPT, and now GPT is communicating with a backend service that we've built that's going to grab data from your Facebook accounts, synthesize it, run calculations on it, and then here is the output. So it's going to give you some insights on each one of those posts, right? Okay, so here we see post 1 performed better in total reach and interactions. Post 2 has a higher replay to initial play ratio. So, a little bit digging in deeper to the vanity metrics, which you would have got if you have a Meta business account. So, pretty straightforward. But now here's where things get fun, right? So, yes, I'm just going to ask you, would you like to provide visualizations? Yes, provide visualizations. And I'm just going to, yes, provide visualizations, then deeper sentiment analysis. So just let's start off with those two, right? So give me some visualizations and then deeper sentiment analysis, right? So let's see what the GPT does for us with this. And this is where we're kind of giving you another level of the data that you get out of Meta just by having the Meta Business Suite. If you have a business account, then you get access to like the bare minimum tools, which will show you like, hey, here's how people are interacting, here's how many views, here's stuff like that. But you won't get things like this, right? Like engagement breakdown across posts, rate comparison, sentiment distribution. So this took a look at the actual comments and determined what the sentiment was. So determine if somebody left a comment that was beneficial or not. And this is what we call word cloud analysis. So what this does is that it looked at all of the text that was provided throughout the comments, and it's going to emphasize words that we saw more than others. Again, just to kind of give, all right, people are talking about congratulations there, or struggle, or every day, whoop whoop. So like these help you. All right, this is what people are talking about in the comments. People in the comment sections. Let's really get a grasp on what they're talking about in there, right? So, again, just something really cool that you can, will help you get a better understanding of what you're seeing in your data. So all right, so we did word clouds, which is also can double as topic analysis too. So let's see what else we can get up out of here. So, and then you see here, ChatGPT. Now, this is where you harness the power of ChatGPT, because then ChatGPT starts saying things to you like, you guys don't see it right now, but let me unlock this. I want to show you guys what ChatGPT also says, because ChatGPT will then start asking you do you want to, what else do you want us to kind of look at for you? So you see ChatGPT started asking, how can I improve your post reach, analyze hashtags, impact on engagement rates? So now that ChatGPT has, access to your data that we just gave it, it now can start doing smart things with it, right? So what our backend service fed to ChatGPT was things like the comments itself, the so let's go back, let's scroll back up here. You see that the first breakdown, it showed you, it was able to show you how many likes, comments, shares, saves, engagement rate based on a formula, initial plays. So we took all that data and we just started doing more with it. So now you can start having a conversation with ChatGPT, right? So I'm going to say, I want to make sure you guys see it. Cool. So we're going to come in here and we're going to say, hey, all right, I want to, or help me think of the, help me come up with the next kind of video reel I should make based on this data and trends you've seen, trends in the software development space, right? Search the web if needed, right? So this is where, remember I said before, like it's really important and you get the most value out of ChatGPT if you're able to ask questions that are engaging and you frame them in a way that's going to be beneficial. So what's really cool about what we can do here now is that, okay, now that we have data from our social account, we can now start comparing to like how other people or other trends that are going on. Maybe there's certain topics I can start taking a look at better when I'm creating content. You're not just working in a vacuum in a bubble. And this data that this tool that we built is now, you can now build on top of it, where if you just came in here and just started talking to ChatGPT like, hey, help me create some content, you might get some pretty generic answers or something that's not as personalized to your situation as this is. So, that's another benefit with something like this. So if we hit go on this one, let's see what we get back. So searching the web if needed, and adding hints like that lets ChatGPT know, okay, I can go ahead and search the web, see what people are looking at, so that you can get up to date data. That is something that I do like about ChatGPT compared to Claude. Claude hasn't introduced a feature where you can search the web in your searches when you're using the tool on an iPhone or a browser or an iPad, but you can do it if you're using a desktop tool. I'll even show you guys in a bit. But okay, so what did it come back with? Okay, so based on analysis of your previous posts and current trends in software, so it gave us a couple of things to showcase how AI tools like Copilot assist in code completion, cloud native development. So yeah, some pretty good topics to think about. Tips of creating engaging reels. Keep it concise. Aim for 30 to 60 seconds. Let's also just see based on the sentiment analysis, are there any topics that are trending on the net so now we're basically saying like, okay, we found some topics in our comments. Let me know if any of these topics are trending, so that we can use that as something to kind of like build on top of, and so it kind of gave a little bit of some of the similar same. Yeah. So okay. Showcase AI tools for coding efficiency. Explain blockchain's role. So here's where it's a conversation starter. So and now you can have a conversation based on your own data. So now we can, in this same chat, we can go deeper, right? Now we can say show me the comments that were labeled positive, right? So you can now have a conversation with your data, and ultimately, that's the most important thing here. Once you have the data in ChatGPT, you now can have a conversation with that data, and that becomes really valuable because you're having a contextual conversation. So whatever you then now glean out of it is just going to be even more valuable because there's context there. So if we go back to ChatGPT and we go to this configure, you'll see that in the configure, this is where you kind of give directions to ChatGPT on how to interact and what to do and the different prompts that it should start off with. You can also add knowledge to it so that like the visualizations that you guys saw, I think it's blanking it out because ChatGPT doesn't want you to see this. But essentially, I gave it examples of the kind of charts that I want to see. So that's how I developed those charts. And then here's all the different capabilities that the ChatGPT would have. And then here's where you tell it how to communicate with your backend API. So this is where I'm making the API calls and telling it exactly how to collect the data and then what to do once it gets it back.
And there you have it. We built a custom GPT, built a custom API, and then was able to analyze our social media comments and then essentially have our own analyst that can do this work, but it's all automated. This is just scratching the surface. We have a lot of things that we can show and that we want to show on this channel. So definitely stay tuned, like, follow, and subscribe. If you want to see more content around how we build out AI applications and leverage software to automate processes for personal development and for small businesses. If you like this content, drop a note in the comments. Let us know what you got out of it, what more you would like to see, and any other topics you think would be interesting.